Conserving our precious resources is not only important for this county, but is important to this region. And having said that, environmental stewardship stance number one for me personally.
St. Johns County Utilities is moving forward with the purchase of North Beach Utilities.
During a Board of County Commissioners meeting this week, Utility Director Neil Shinkray shared details of the $6,025,000 purchase.
We are proposing that we will utilize cash reserves from the utility reserves, but we are also asking the board in an authorizing reimbursement resolution to come at a later date to finance this if we see that fit. We're probably going to work with our budget office and our financial consultant to determine that decision later on. But the authorization of the reimbursement resolution allows us to do so.
Shinkray says purchasing North Beach Utilities will bring more customers into the county's utility department.
The county will adopt the county's tiered rate structure and really welcome new customers with our water conservation culture that we're proud of. What that sends is really furthers promoting a message of water conservation throughout the region.
Shinkray says the acquisition will have no impact on current residents, and the county's backing will provide long-term financial stability while improving the utility's level of service. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
It's nice to be recognized as somebody who really is trying to give back for their community. Elected officials in today's climate get beat up left and right. You're not doing the things that we want you to do. You're not advocating for us. Well, I think this is a good example of Dylan Rumrell advocating for the people of the city of St. Augustine Beach.
St. Augustine Beach Mayor Dylan Rumrell tells Liz Ryan about the award he received for his advocacy.
He was given the Home Rule Hero Award. But what is home rule?
Where you have an advocacy of local elected officials who fight for local rules and their jurisdiction. So Tallahassee, which has been wonderful, and I have a lot of friends there, and they've done a great job. But, things that are done statewide may not necessarily work perfectly at the local level.
So a hometown hero would be
somebody who works really well with Tallahassee, but also advocates for legislation to keep it local so they don't interfere with us.
He gives an example of how home rule has been preserved in the city of St. Augustine Beach.
Short-term rentals. The state has been looking at passing a short-term rental bill that they regulate, which takes it away from the local jurisdiction. And so for us in the city of St. Augustine Beach, we have so many permits, so many licenses for short-term rentals that we want to maintain that without them proliferating throughout the city. And so there are a lot of people who have mixed views on that. But I think it's a good thing to have some sort of regulation of short-term rentals. So that would be probably the closest example is for a home rule type situation.
This award is something he didn't expect.
I had no idea that I was even up for it. And I get an email from the Florida League of Cities and congratulating me for being the home rule hero for 2024 for my jurisdiction. So I'm very honored, very proud to have received it. I'm really honored that my peers, which I had no idea, were nominating me for, that I got it.
For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
This research is intended for those lawmakers who are considering raising speed limits to remember that there are inherent risks involved in doing that.
Mark Jenkins of AAA explaining raising speed limits on freeways could lead to more accidents on nearby roads.
It's called spillover speeding. This spillover effect creates unintended safety hazards for local communities that might not be involved in the decision-making process to raise the posted speed limit on a nearby highway.
There are some unintended consequences. First of all, on the highway itself, where the speed limits are higher, that means a higher risk of a fatal crash because the impacts of higher speeds oftentimes lead to more severe injuries and even death.
According to NHTSA, speeding is a significant safety concern, contributing to almost 1/3 of road fatalities in the past 20 years. So AAA Foundation researchers say raising the speed limit on freeways can mean adopting risky speeding behavior elsewhere.
In essence, what you end up with is what's called a spillover effect. where you have drivers exiting the interstate at a higher rate of speed than what those nearby communities are prepared for.
In fact, previous speeding research by the AAA Foundation found that at the same time, changes in travel times were small in response to both raised and lowered speed limits. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's Local Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.